What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm super stoked to have you guys here this morning. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing to the RSX today. Don't know if I'm going to chop it up into a couple different videos or not, but we'll just see how the day goes. One thing that I've been wanting to do to the RSX for a long time is upgrade the lighting system. And so we are going to be taking the factory halogen bulbs out of the rear of this car and putting in some LEDs, bringing this thing into the 20s. So it's high time that it's been done. Most cars these days come with LEDs from the factory, and I think it's time for this one to have LEDs as well. Two big reasons why. One, power draw, not really that big of a thing as far as cars are concerned, you know, alternator, things like that. It's not a huge concern, but they do draw less power, so that's a plus. They're brighter, which is also a plus, and that also brings up the second point, which is safety. Since we moved down here, I've seen more wrecks, different cars and trucks and things like that than I've ever seen in my life. So with that being said, brighter lights will definitely get me seen quicker and better. So that's another helpful aspect. And there's a few other things why I want to do this mod, and we'll get into that in just a sec. One thing I wanted to tell you guys is the lights that you're gonna need for this. You can go on Amazon or something. I just went to the parts store and picked some up. So there are 4 lights in the tail lights of an RSX. So there's this one, which is the reverse light, this one, which is the turn signal, this one over here is your brake light, and there's one over here on the other side that you can't see, and that is just a running light, I suppose. Your reverse light is gonna be a 921. Your blinker and brake light are both going to be a 7443. Now, the blinker is a little bit weird. It's technically not a 7443. A 7443 will work as far as the LED bulb is concerned. This one over here, the running light, is just a simple 194. There's a lot of LEDs out there or a lot of vehicles out there that take a 194 bulb. They're tiny, they work great. Also, we're going to be upgrading the light that's inside the hatch and also the license plate light, which is pretty cool. Before we get started, I also want to tell you guys that I want to do like a buyer's guide video for RSXs because I've only had 2 RSXs, but I've gone through just about every bad thing that you could possibly go through when you have an RSX. So there's a lot of stuff you need to look out for, but generally they are great cars, and I couldn't recommend them more. As far as like being like a first car or your last car, I think it's a really well-rounded package as far as a Honda is concerned, minus the fact that it's not rear-wheel drive. If these cars were rear-wheel drive, there probably wouldn't be a lot of them out on the road, to be honest. People would wreck them. People would use them for like drifting and everything like that. No buyer's guide today, but I will go over a lot of stuff in a future video, what to look out for when you're purchasing one. One big thing though that we're having to deal with today is whenever it rains, these channels, this is where the rain comes through and it's supposed to drain and you know, out of your car. Well, these tail lights, as awesome as they are, they have gaskets that go in behind them. Here they are, really simple gaskets, and I actually got these from DC5R Parts. And so one of the problems that you need to look out for is that the tail lights have gaskets and they can go bad. And your trunk can fill up with water, and mine actually has. It actually has a couple times in the past, and I've had to get in there and dry it out. And I just never changed the gaskets out because I thought, oh, now I have a garage, I won't get water in it. Nah, it rained at work, and you know, there's just a little bit of water in there now. So I'm biting the bullet and I'm doing it. And it's not like it's expensive or anything. So there's that. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to be upgrading the tail light bulbs, and we're also going to be putting in new gaskets. So to do this job, it's pretty simple. We have to remove the rear bumper and pull the tail lights out. So let's get started on that. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is get the rear bumper off. So grab you a ratchet, grab you an 8mm socket. There's also a few clips underneath it, but I'll show you guys how to get to that in a sec. Step 1, jack up your car. Step 2, remove your wheels. And remember to always use jack stands. Both sides are going to be exactly the same. There's going to be a little cutout right about here. And so what I've got here is an 8mm on a short extension. And so what I normally like to do is I like to fish the socket up and find the bolt first, and then I will attach my ratchet. You just barely got enough room, but it can be done. You can use a Phillips head if you need to. Now we're gonna hop under the car and get the clips out of the lower part of the bumper. All right, so this is interesting. Let me show you guys this. This is not how I wanted to do this, but this is what we're gonna do. You are supposed to have 2 clips. One is right there, and the other one is over here. Mine are gone. So I have some that I'm going to put back on. I ordered a whole bunch off of Amazon, but yeah, it's supposed to have them, and they're not there. So that's interesting. Okay, so after you pull your clips out, there's also a little screw. You're also going to want to get that out. So theoretically, you could do this entire job with a Phillips head screwdriver. And also, I almost forgot to mention that if you have mud flaps on your RSX, there's going to be an additional screw that holds the mud flap to the body of the car. So now, really all you have to do is grab the bumper and pull, but be careful because there is an electrical connector right here that controls the license plate light. There we go. And here's that electrical connector I was telling you guys about. There we go. So now is a great opportunity for you to clean everything up, get all the rocks and everything like that out of the mud guards of the bumper. And the reason that we had to remove the bumper, because I may not have mentioned this earlier, is that we have to be able to get to the bolts that hold these brackets on, because the brackets mount to the underside of the taillights. So the bolts holding on the bracket of the taillight, they should be 10s. They are in fact 10s. So once you have those 2 bolts out, there's 2 screws on the underside of the taillight that you have to pull out. Now, these 2 Phillips head screws that are on the lower portion, a lot of people like to take them out and leave them out, because if you take them out and leave them out, theoretically, you can pull the taillights off without having to do all this. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. For me, I'm gonna put everything back the way Honda intended it. Okay, so once you have all the bolts out, it's time to go inside the hatch, and we're going to get the bolts that are holding the back of the light taken out. We're also going to be pulling out all the bulbs. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that real fast. Future me, just for reference, we're switching to GoPro now. What you got to do is that on both sides you have this cover right here, and you reach right here, grab it, and push in and pull out. Once you get that out, you have access to all the bulbs. So literally on all the bulbs, there's 4. It's just righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, just like you're twisting out anything. All right, once you have everything unplugged, there should be, I think, 8 millimeters holding it together. Okay, so I couldn't even see this screw right here, so there's 1 more here. So technically there's 4 in total, but still, do your best not to drop anything. Then there's 1 more right over here. It's kind of hard to get to, honestly, but you can do it. This one's probably the most dangerous one as far as dropping it is concerned. All right, I had to use 2 hands there, so now we should be able to pull it out. There we go. Perfect. So there you have it, you guys. There is your rear tail light. There's not a front tail light, right? There's your tail light out of your RSX. So as you can see on this tail light, I'm just gonna set that down right there, just real gentle light. On this one particularly, the gasket on this one looks really good. Not gonna lie, looks great. Still gonna replace it though. So all you gotta do is reach up under here. Just take this real slow. It's pretty warm in the shop today, but if it's cold where you are, a heat gun would probably do you a lot of good. There we go. That's perfect. So you're gonna wanna clean this area up pretty good. You don't want anything to get wedged in between the new gasket and the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side off, and we'll do them both at the same time. This is the reason why we're doing all of this right here. So get ready for this. So this is the reason we're doing all of this. So if you can tell, which you probably might be able to tell better just by looking at the car. See any issues here? See all that water there? All this water here? This gasket is shot. I don't necessarily understand how, to be honest. Somehow, some way, water is getting through. It may be from the other side, honestly. It's really hard to calculate it. I'll see if I can't locate the reason why here in a little bit. This thing's full of water. And that's no good. I'm gonna take it outside, dry it out, put it in the sun, see if I can't get most of this water out of this taillight, because this is annoying. Like it's really, really annoying that there's water in my taillight. And quick little backstory, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but my car was rear-ended right after I first got it. So it was the other person's fault, 100% completely their fault. So my taillights were replaced with factory units, and they say Honda on them, so that's great, and they look great. I'd rather them replace it than me. But and the rear of the car isn't jacked up or anything, except for the well, I'll just show you real quick. The bumper bar, the actual bumper bar, this piece right here, that side looks great. You go over to that side, yeah, not so much. So I may be trying to get one of those in the future, but for now, that's an easy fix. It's just a couple bolts. Those are replaceable, but the actual rear of the car is fine. That did its job. Happy about it. This is actually the first time that I've looked at it. When they did the repair, they put me a new bumper on, and it's a factory unit from Honda. So they did the job good, but they did skimp out on some stuff that they, probably should have replaced. So I'm a little pissed about that. But that was 5 years ago. So there's really nothing I can do about it now. I should have maybe done a better inspection at the time, but it looked good, and it has looked good for a long time. So here we are. Anyway, I'm gonna dry this out and we're gonna continue with the video. All right, you guys, so I've got the taillight outside. I've got all the water drained out of it. There's still some specks left inside of it. That'll go away over time, but I put the taillight in the sun. Hopefully the sun will suck all the water out of it. So if it doesn't, I'm gonna hook up my air compressor, blow as much water out of it, take the heat gun to it. I'm gonna work on it really good before we assemble everything back together. It's gonna be a lot better than it was. So now, last thing we gotta do is get this gasket off, and then we're going to clean the rear of the car really, really well before we assemble everything again. That's interesting. So it looks like the water was getting in like right here. Yeah, water was coming in through right here. Probably going through one of the bolts, honestly. No, don't stick together. So as far as where water was coming in at, it looks like it was coming in right here. That, from what I can tell, looks like it was coming in through this side right here. Hard to say, really. I really just wish that Honda could have came up with a different way to drain the water from the rear of the car. Like, it's really annoying that this is a thing. Like, a taillight gasket. Like, who would have thought? So anyway, we are going to get some soapy water, and we're gonna clean the whole thing. Screw it. We're gonna clean the entire rear of the car. I need to replace the gasket to the trunk too, because it's the original one. It's got some age to it, so that might be something that we do in the future. But I don't have to pull the bumper off to replace that. So it's probably something that we should look into doing for sure. And gaskets like that, like weather stripping, it's usually pretty cheap. So that's a nice thing. Just got a text from Alex. He may be showing up to help us film here in a little bit. That'll be really nice. That is looking fresh and fantastic. So now that we've got this all taken care of, I don't know why that's going white on me. I think there may have been like wax or something on this rag beforehand. I'm not 100% sure. Now we can install the new gaskets, which is fun. So let's get that started. All right, so we should have a left and a right here. Okay, so these do not have any adhesive material on them at all. Not 100% sure how I feel about that. As far as getting them installed, I mean, they do have really great reviews, so I will say that about them. So they say that they're better than OEM, and they feel really good. We'll see how it goes. Maybe that sticky stuff is what causes it to fail. Who knows? They're identical. You can flip them. So it really doesn't matter which way you install them. So I guess the method to putting these on is you actually put them on the taillight first, and then you install the taillight. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to take it and lay it where the bolts come through. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, so it's got these little holes right here that help locate it correctly. So yeah, cool. All right, so we're gonna get it thrown back on there, and I'm gonna try and do my best to get it lined up perfectly to begin with, and boom, perfect. All right, so that's it, you guys. So now the installation is the reversal, the removal. We're gonna put the nuts that hold the taillight back in real quick, and then we're gonna get installing the LED lights. I'm stoked to see what those look like. Sounds like Alex is here.
Hey, get in. It's time to do some stuff.
Huh? What'd you say?
Said, get in. It's time to do some hood rat shit.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got a good start.
There you go.
But we have a lot left to do. The gaskets in the back of the taillights went bad, and so like
Condensation.
trunk of my car filled up with water, all kinds of stuff. So like I was just filming, and I just said that I really wish Honda would have done something different with this. I don't know how they would have done anything different, but basically the taillights, I've got that one finished. It's looking good. Nice. But the taillights need these gaskets behind them.
Yeah.
And somebody who owned the car before me filled the top of the taillight where it connects with silicone.
Yeah.
So I've been getting all that out because it just looks bad.
Yeah.
So.
My dad watches your video.
I know. I'm glad he does. Not many people do. Oh, you brought your camera. Good, so you can film me. All right, guys, so now that Alex is here, we're gonna be switching cameras over. He's got, what do you got there? What's that?
The Sony A6500.
Nice, very nice.
Sigma 16mm lens.
Sweet. So we're gonna be swapping over to that camera. He's gonna be helping me film, and hopefully we'll get this stuff done a lot quicker now. You don't have to film this part, but here we are, I guess. Nice. God, I could shoot the guy that did this. That's not a big gun. What are you talking about?
Wait, the tallest gun is the bazooka.
Bazooka? The tallest gun is the bazooka.
The bazooka.
Nice. Okay, guys, so I got that silicone cleaned off, got the other side done. So we're gonna wait for the other taillight to get done drying. Since we have Alex here now, we're gonna be putting in the LEDs and comparing them with the factory stuff. So let me show you guys how to do that. Okay, guys, so real quick, before we swap all the bulbs over, this is the reverse lights. You can make those turn on without actually throwing your car in reverse. So you just put the gear shifter in reverse and it'll flick this light on. So that's what that looks like. Got the hazards going, so that's a turn signal bulb. We also have our brake light, and that would get brighter if we could step on the brakes, but we can't at the moment, so you just have to take my word for it. And that's just a running light. So we're gonna swap all these out for LEDs real fast and see how they look. All right, guys, so we got everything swapped over, and I love the way it looks. So this right here is the reverse light, and it actually hurts to look at it. Got our turn signal bulb right here. Got our reverse light right over here. And we have the running light there. Okay, guys, so real quick, I'm gonna show you how to install your LEDs. So a lot of issues that people have whenever they're installing LEDs is that they put them in and they don't turn on. I'm gonna show you why. That's your brake light, so it's a dual filament bulb. You just take that out, just like that. You take your new LED bulb and it'll slot right in. Whether that works or not, I'll show you here in a second if it does. This one's a 194. The brake light was a 7443. Turn signal bulb, like I said earlier, it's also a 7443. You may have some difficulty getting it in because the actual bulb number is 4764. Couldn't find that in LED whatsoever. So instead, I went with another 7443. It'll act like it doesn't want to go, but it will. Just be a little mean with it. Then we also have the reverse light. Got them all in there. You want to take bets on how many of them actually work?
2.
Think 2 of them will work? You're going 50%? I'm going to say with my luck, only one of them is going to turn on. If they all turn on, I'm going to shit. Let's start with the turn signal. Let's see if that turns on. Oh, we got a turn signal. All right. Running lights. Oh, what?
What's the last one?
Last one's my reverse lights. Where'd I put my keys? Hang on.
Well, you can't put it in reverse?
Well, they won't turn on without power going to the ignition. So if this works, I'm going to lose it. Ah, perfect. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that happened. So if this happens to you, don't worry. All you got to do LEDs are not like halogen lights. Halogen lights will work either way because they're just looking for a power and a ground.
Cool, bud. Cool.
Awesome. That's awesome, man.
Shout out to FGTV. Awesome.
What did he just say?
FGTV is another YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And they do family gaming.
Uh-huh.
And Granny's house is a computer / I think it's a computer game program.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying. LED lights don't work the same way as halogen lights do. Halogen lights will take a power and a ground either way. It doesn't matter. They're taking the connection and crossing it. Just like if you hit, jumper cables together and it makes a spark. It's literally what lights do. LEDs, they need a definite power and a definite ground for them to work. So if it doesn't work, take it, rotate it, if I can figure it out, and it'll work. See? So fret not. So we got 75% of them working. So now that they're working, we'll throw them into the tail lights and we'll get the other tail light mounted up and we'll get all this stuff put back together and then we can move on to something different. Okay guys, so I almost forgot. One last thing I wanted to show you real quick. You need 2 194s. Actually, you need 4 194s if you're doing all this. So there's one each on each side of the tail light for the running lights. But I wanted to show you guys, this is the license plate light. It's also a 194. Grab that bad boy, pull it out, replace it with a 194. Once again, if it doesn't turn on the first time, flip it. I'm gonna assume that's correct. We also have one more light in the trunk. It illuminates the innards of the hatch here. So you're gonna take a flathead, stick it in the front here, and pull down. Just like that, you'll pull the whole housing out, grab that bulb, pull it out. There we go. Gives us a nice, cool white light. Love it. Slots back in just like that. So this light, this is a DE3175. Sit in the front seat, good sir. All right, so what this bulb does, it replaces that. And if you can tell, I've got the other side already in LED. I actually did that a long time ago and I've had these two mismatched for the longest time. So in order to make this work, get your flathead again, stick it right in the front, pry forward very gently, and it'll pop right out. Old bulb. And you want to make sure that you point the LED downward, because if you don't, it's going to shine upward and that's not what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on so I can test to make sure that this is going to be the correct way. Doesn't look like that's the correct way. So let's flip it. Yep, there it is. Make sure that's oriented the correct way for you. You can stick your thumb in there and spin it. That'll make it a lot better. Then reversal of the removal. Just stick this back in the way you found it. Clip that up. Perfect. So now that those match, that is all the LEDs that I have. Not going to do the front of the car this time. I'll probably do that in a future video, but I want to get some better headlights, maybe like some HIDs or something. Shit. I don't even know what the hell that is. We're just going to ignore that one. Oh, it's the same kind. So just get another 3175 or whatever it's called, and you can replace that one. Heck, I'll just leave it off because I know I'm going to go get one. I'm hoping the sun just really pulled all that moisture out. I wonder if I did it like that. You think if I did it like that where the ports were open, you don't think it'll work? All right, heat gun it is. That didn't help one bit. Hello?
Hey, bud.
Hey, man.
Are you still making the reveal today?
What time is it? Okay, that sounds good. All right, bud. See ya. Do I have to wait till it's completely preheated?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can put it now and let it warm up, but 7 minutes.
7 minutes at 375. What's that gonna do though?
It'll heat it up.
Well, sure, but like, is it gonna like unglue itself or like what? All right, let's get the other tail light completely 100% finished.
More brackets.
Yeah. Is that one good? Maybe.
What's up, Pop?
Hopefully it'll keep the bumper tight. There we go. That looks much better. It's nice and even now. Here we go. That side's done. All right, let's go check the oven.
You do 5, do 5. And then check it.
All right, 5 minutes. Oh shit, that's not good. We dicked it.
Was it melting it?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it did. Straight up did. Come here. Come here, little guy. Ooh. All right.
I'm sorry, friend.
It's all right. New tail light.
Oh man, the sun must have got to it.
That looks so much better, bro. Dude.
There you go.
It hasn't fit this good since I got rear-ended. I'm really stoked about it, actually. Now, wheels can go back on. We can put the lights in the tail lights, and we can actually see how they look. God, these are such a pain to get in sometimes. Oh, there we go. Check it out. Dude, I love it! He fixed the dome light. It looks amazing already. Right? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna, I may split this video into 2 parts, you guys. Don't know yet. I've been wanting to get a lot of stuff done to the car. Got a lot more stuff coming down the pipeline for you. But right now, we're gonna show you how to install genuine, real, from Japan rain guards. These are 100% JDM from Honda. They are not knockoffs at all. So let's put them on. All right, very quick, you guys. I'm gonna show you every single thing that you need for this job. It's probably one of the quickest and easiest ways to make your car just look that much better. So what you're gonna wanna do first is you're gonna get some alcohol and clean the surfaces of where the 3M adhesive is going to stick. We got this little spot right here. You don't have to clean the whole thing. Just make sure that's really clean. See, look at how much dirt we picked up. Maybe some rubber residue too, who knows. And make sure it's perfectly dry before you continue. So now once that's done, you can literally do this by yourself. It always helps to have a friend, but you can do this on your own. So since I don't have any fingernails, like most people, I get a razor blade just to pick off the red backing. Thank you. So I use the razor blade to get off the adhesive backing. And you can tell that this is 100% JDM from the fact that it uses 3M tape, which is readily available everywhere. What you do now is you peel that up just like that, leave it. And so I'm going based on where I want this end to sit. You can do it however you want. But if you're following this tutorial, this is how I'm doing it. So I want it to sit there. From there, you just pull this up as you stick it down. You want to press down hard and evenly across the entire visor. That's it. You're done. Easy. Do the same thing on the other side. Like, I'm super happy with the results that I've gotten with the modifications that I've done this weekend. Didn't really get to do a whole lot. I got a whole lot of more stuff to do. I got a list made out, and I'm gonna be doing a whole lot more to the car really, really soon. I promise you guys that. But I have really enjoyed using my garage to work on my car. It's literally a dream come true. I used to do stuff like this all the time, well before I got into riding bikes and stuff, way before then. This has been my passion for a really long time, and I really just, it's kind of surreal being able to work on my car with my tools in my garage. It's super nice because I've never had this before. So all you car guys out there will totally be able to level with me on that and understand exactly where I'm coming from. So anyway, what is that? This thing definitely needs a bath. So before I end the video, you guys, I know it's been going on for forever, forgive me for that, but before I end the video, I wanted to ask you, I tried to really up the video quality with this. I was trying to do like the good microphone and the good camera, the big camera here, and use the GoPro kind of sparingly, because I kind of feel like using the GoPro is kind of cheating in a way. But I feel like I would have been able to get a lot more done if I just would have went old school and strapped the GoPro to my head and just went to work. I value you guys' opinions. You guys let me know what you prefer. If having the camera set up and just watching me work is kind of boring and you'd rather have a point of view perspective with the GoPro on my head, which makes it a lot easier for me to edit and film and everything like that and just get work done. Let me know. Let me know which one you prefer. You like the big camera? You like the GoPro? Whatever. Is it better for you guys to be able to see what I'm actually doing, or do you like me to explain things? You probably don't like me to explain things, so just let me know. Just let me know, and I'll be willing to do whatever you guys prefer, because I want the quality, like I said, of my videos to be as good as they can. So that's what I'm trying to do. More often than not, I've had people tell me that, you know, they don't care about other things that I have to talk about. They just want to know how to this, how to that. And that, I understand that totally. I totally understand that you just want some information to get your project fixed, or your car or your motorcycle or whatever. I totally get that. But for my actual loyal fans, my friends, members of my family that actually care about what I have to say and what I'm doing to its fullest extent, I sure do appreciate that more than just someone that's trying to get a quick answer, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna quit talking now. I'm tired, my wife is tired. We have a doctor's appointment in the morning, baby's looking good, but we got a lot of appointments we're going through here and there, so keep you guys up to date on the baby. But other than that, got a couple things coming this month in February. Got a lot of stuff coming in for the car to work on, so I'll be showing you guys that stuff at a later date. But anyway, outro for both videos here. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all my videos. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and remember to share the videos with your friends, your family, and your dog. Thank you guys so much. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a great night.